trying to get to you. I've been keeping my phone on no sound, facing you out, that's true. Now I get butterflies just thinking about your eyes.
Introduce yourself.
I'm Heather. I'm Drew's wife and Reagan's mom.
I was so close to the first one. So we're just gonna jump right into it. You still breastfeed, correct?
Yes. Obviously.
I know we struggled at first, and we had a opinion on it before she was born, which was
If it happened, it happened. If it didn't, it didn't. I honestly never even saw myself breastfeeding. It wasn't something that I had any interest in doing.
right. Like I said, it was almost like not a non-starter, but like we weren't really worried about it.
Yeah, I mean.
And I feel like once in the hospital, they harped on it real hard. What was that like?
That was difficult just because it wasn't going well those first few days.
Yeah.
She didn't want to latch. Her mouth was really tiny. I was really sore and uncomfortable. Yeah, you didn't do a good job those first few days. And I felt like she wasn't getting enough. And then there were two lactation consultants, both older women, both telling me completely different things.
They were both kind of mean.
Yeah, they weren't very nice, unfortunately. The rest of my hospital experience was fantastic, but the lactation consultants weren't very nice. They were kind of forceful. The nurses were great. The nurses were trying to be more helpful and trying to understand that a certain way that they were trying to tell me to do it in this weird football position wasn't working for us. She wasn't comfortable. I wasn't comfortable. So a lot of the nurses were great. The lactation consultants were awful. And it was really stressful because I wanted to be able to provide for my child, but I also didn't want to just give up and say, okay, well, I don't care about breastfeeding. Let's just do the bottle thing.
Yeah.
Because I kind of felt like they would judge me.
Well, that opens up like a whole new thing of like formula and because they tried to make you pump once.
They did try to make me pump and nothing happened.
It wasn't really coming in at first. That was kind of scary for both of us, I guess. And
my milk wasn't in yet, and they were trying to make me pump, and nothing was coming out really, except colostrum, basically, which you can't really bottle feed. A couple drops of colostrum.
Well, I wouldn't even think it came out.
Yeah, nothing really
like
the
really bottle
happened.
of the bottle.
Yeah.
But so me being stupid, I thought for some reason I was under the impression that started happening like prior to you giving birth. Like I figured that like you would start your lactation situation like prior to giving birth. I thought that would happen. And I was really surprised that I guess all of a sudden it happens. Again, like I'm relatively well versed in science and human anatomy and pregnancy, even with the EMTs and all that good stuff. But I guess for some reason I thought that happened before it did, and I was surprised that you weren't. And then I was surprised that all of a sudden it just happens. But I know our original plan was to only breastfeed for a very short time. That has kind of gone by the wayside so far. I guess it's technically still a short time right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's still only been 5 months. And ideally, I mean, I wasn't going to. I was set on, okay, I'm going to breastfeed until I go back to work, and then once I go back to work, no more.
Yeah. She still takes a bottle, though. I guess that helps.
Those first few months, within the first week at home, when I still felt like she wasn't getting enough milk, you gave her a bottle that first time, and then she took it well, and it kind of, in a bottle, when I say a bottle of breast milk, formula.
Yeah.
So I've been pumping as well, but once she took that well, it kind of opened up that opportunity for you to get up with her at night too. And so that was nice that I could have a little bit of a break. I still had to get up and pump, but I didn't have to physically be paying attention, and I could kind of just sit in the chair and pump, and you were dealing with her.
It was very stressful at first because I felt like I couldn't help you at all because I don't have boobs. And then I remember the first time when my parents were there, and the first time she took that bottle, I took her from you, and you were still in our back room, and it was a very emotional experience when she actually took the bottle from me the first time, just because I was taking a pressure off you, and then I was somehow getting a little bit of that feeling through her, and that was. And then I look up, my parents are crying, and I'm upset. It was a very stressful time anyway, right then.
Yeah.
So.
Well, because she still wasn't nursing great, which is why the whole bottle situation came up. Because I was taking a nap when you did it, and I was like stressed out that she still isn't nursing great. She still isn't latching great. I mean, it was to a point even when you were out of the house, like I had to have your mom come back and help me try to get her to latch. And so it was a little bit of a relief for me too when she took that first bottle, because I'm like, okay, I know that you at least got one good meal, and if all else fails, we can go that route. And one of my major things about breastfeeding was I didn't want to do it in public, really. Like, I don't, not that I have anything against breastfeeding, obviously I'm doing it, but to me, when I go to sit down in a restaurant, I don't want to see somebody's boob just plopped out in their baby's mouth. Cover it up, something, I'm fine with that.
Which you've done.
Which, yes, I have had to do
it
it
in public, but you have covered up plenty.
But we've also been in places where, there's just somebody sitting there with their boob popped out, and I get it, it's natural, whatever, and, to each their own. That's just not who I am. I didn't want to have that situation. And so that was another reason I didn't think I was going to breastfeed for long. But it's been helpful that she does take a bottle, because we can just take a bottle with us, and, I know she can get what she needs, and if we're out long enough to where, we don't have a bottle anymore, now she needs to eat again, then I can cover up or go to the car or whatever I need to do to make sure she gets food. And then, of course, COVID happened too. She got it wrapped around her foot and pulled it down to her. COVID happened too, and right before COVID happened, we were actually talking about stopping. And then COVID happened, and no one could find formula, and the prices of formula went sky high. And it was kind of like, okay, well, I'm really glad we didn't stop, because I do have some frozen, but probably only enough for like a month or two.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, it was such a relief that we didn't stop when we did.
Since you're going back to work, you haven't had a lot of good chances to pump anymore. Yeah. So like that we used to bank a lot, and then I went back to work, you went back to work, and that's not a thing anymore. Like,
well, and she also used to sleep better, and so I was doing it at night before.
Yeah.
When she was
I
sleeping
remember.
for 6 and 7 hours at a time, I could pump right before bed and know that she was going to sleep for a few more hours. Yeah, now you don't do that. Now you wake up when you go to bed, and you need food. So I don't really get that opportunity at night to pump anymore either.
Well, what's our plans going forward with that? Are we going to keep doing it until you feel teeth, or what's the deal?
Probably at this point. I mean, at this point, like I enjoy that time with her, especially at night when I go to put her to bed. Like, and I know they say you shouldn't feed your baby until they fall asleep, but like.
Well, she doesn't like gorge and then fall asleep.
No.
She like falls asleep while in the middle of the meal.
And,
at least what I see.
Right, and like I love, she's eating and she like reaches up and lays her hand on my face, and like I just love that like feeling, that bond that we have over that, and it makes me a little sad even thinking about like not having that anymore. But yeah, I think once she gets teeth, first time she bites me, we're probably done.
Right. Well, and I don't. Yeah, I obviously have no reference there, so I'm kind of just taking my cue from you.
Very much like.
And at that point, will we move straight to formula? Like, is that how that works? Or
we'll use what I have. Well, we'll use what I have. She needs to stay on formula or breast milk until she's at least a year old. So whenever I stop, we'll use what we have frozen, and then, if she needs. And I can also, once she stops, I can continue to pump for a little while to save up more, or even, continue to give that to her in a bottle until, obviously when you pump, you're not going to produce as much.
And stupid man question, when you stop, is it just, wait, so do you have to go like, I know when you don't pump or she doesn't eat, you get very uncomfortable, so do you just have to deal with that for X amount of time and then it just goes away?
Pretty much. They say cabbage leaves help, but...
Like Literal cabbage leaves?
Yeah.
Or like, oh,
Like there's stuff that you can
I
do
thought
to
that
like
might be
kind
a
of
brand.
ease the pain and stuff like that. But yeah, basically, and obviously I've never done this before, so I don't know exactly. But you'll slowly start to produce less if you're pumping. Usually, I mean, I guess some people can pump and produce just as much.
What does a wet nurse do that makes that still happen?
Continuously feed a baby.
Oh, I guess so. So they had a baby and then they just kept doing it.
I guess. Yeah.
I've always wondered that. It's always weird to me, but not that that's a thing.
But I would imagine once I went strictly to pumping, eventually my body's gonna be like, okay, I know a baby's not eating, like slowly produce less and then dry up completely, or I could just stop altogether and
Cold
deal with
turkey
the
pain.
Yeah. But I mean, I've been really lucky, just like with pregnancy and our delivery, which all went fairly well and super great. Like, I haven't had any real issues. I haven't had any kind of mastitis. I haven't, like, gone through a period where I wasn't producing. You know, once my milk came in, I've been pretty much good to go, other than when we went to Florida.
Yeah, so you slowed
like,
down for a
I got a
second.
little stressed out, and she wasn't physically nursing because we were in the car for so long. And so there were a few days there where I wasn't producing as much. Thank you.
Hey.
Thank
Now,
you.
do we need anything else at the moment?
I
I don't think so. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
And so that was a few stressful days, but then once she started nursing him when we were there, it picked right back up. So I've been really lucky that I haven't had any issues.
So circling back, if you had to put a date, if you will, not date, but age on breastfeeding, what would it be ideally for you? Or would it be over already, ideally?
I mean, I thought my original, like going into it, yes, it would have
Like
been
4 months.
over a long time ago.
You just talked about like two
Like
to 4
when I went
months.
back to work, ideally would have been when I was done, but it just hasn't happened. So I don't really know an age. I mean, like it just depends on kind of when she gets teeth, which we thought there was one coming in, but now it seems like maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah.
You too. Are we talking about you? So I don't really know. I don't really have a set timeline. It just kind of happens when it happens, I guess.
Yeah.
Like I'm not going to be one of those people that breastfeeds, you know,
When she can
when
say
she's
booby.
walking and asking me for my boobie
Yeah.
and stuff like that. No, like that's not happening.
That freaks me out a little bit. I'm still trying to think about how I'm going to deal with bath time when she can talk. And I don't know why that's a mental block for me. It's like, I love our bath time. I just don't know if I don't know. Just, you know, like she's a girl. I'm a man, obviously. I know she's my daughter, but I don't know what age that stops being okay.
6,
Right?
7.
Dude, you just made up a number.
I mean,
I just don't know how I'm gonna deal with it while if she's talking about what we're doing. I don't know if I can handle it. Well,
we'll just figure it out.
thank you for this weird talk.
Yeah, I hope the people sitting behind us didn't mind.
Well, they looked at us a couple times, but I think they'll be okay. Thank you guys for watching Sunday Brunch. Go ahead and sign off however you want.
Thanks for watching and letting me talk about my boobs.
Yeah.
And I love you, Drew.
Love you too.
I was making my way across town, trying to get